time in grade, maybe made major, probably made major, colonel, and then I could have retired very early. But I had things that I wanted to do, and my wife was very happy with the Air Force life, and it was good. I decided to separate honorable discharge, and then I had 5 years of the service in the reserves, and then but inactive, and I had served my time, and whether or not that was it would have been a different activity, and there would have been some benefits, no major disbenefits. It would have been great. I could have played soldier, and I would have been called in, and I could have continued on, but it would have cut into the private practice, which is what I wanted to do, which I did. And then the opportunity also, because when I came back, I did go back, and I've been sort of in school, getting additional professional degrees, and so that was an important part of my life. If I had been in the military, I would have had to modulate what I did based on the requirements that the Air Force put on me, and I knew that. So it allowed me to do some things that I might not have been able to do. But I could have done other things, so either way it would have been great.
That's right. All right. And you were at Wright-Patterson for, what, approximately...
13 months. No, I had 32 years, so it was 11 months.
About 11 months, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So once you was discharged in, was it August of 1960?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you move back to Detroit?
Yes.
You and your wife at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to Dearborn.
Dearborn, okay.
And then set up a practice, first in Dearborn for a few months, and then in Birmingham, and I've been there for, this is the 51st year of my practice.
Wow. Okay. All right. Just looking back over it, and only one or two final questions here. And I think you might have touched on it, and you touched on a lot of benefits and things that proved beneficial to you from the military service. But were there any life lessons that you learned from your military service?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many that it's difficult to bring them all into one into one statement. Except if you're doing the right thing, it's very difficult to do the wrong thing, and you never do. And so my feeling is that you ask the question, what am I doing, why am I doing it, what do I hope to accomplish? And there should be answers for all of those. And then once you've made the decision, make the best of your decision and live with it, and create an environment for yourself that's positive. And there is though I don't know that there's, I know that I have recommended to students, friends, sons of friends, that professional people especially, it can be no better experience immediately after you finish your training in the professions than going into the military. It's outstanding. If you get combat and you survive, that is irreparable. I did things as a dentist that at the time the emergency room at the hospitals, burn patients for example, they didn't have the kind of patients that came in that we had to care for at the burn center at the University of Michigan, which of course was a much better facility. Today, in Iraq and other places, the service in the MASH hospitals is even superior. We lost a lot of people, and a lot of people died in combat in Korea before I got there, and even when I got there, who today would survive. They would survive without limbs, they would survive in, and then they have to adapt for that, but much has been designed in terms of medical care as a result of the injury of these brave individuals, that by accident or through combat or whatever. So it is just all a worthwhile activity. I think that I would be not as good a person, and I'm not saying that I'm a good person, but I benefited a great deal. And whatever I am, part of it has to do with the time I spent in the military.
Yes, sir.
I liked it a lot.
Great.
And there's not anything that I can say that was... there's a lovely nurse that is senior to me that is sitting over to my left that I want to, and I'd like to address a question to her, if I may. Are you sorry for any time you spent in the military?
No.
And how many years ago was that?
Well, I served 4 years.
But how long ago?
From 1942 to 1945. Through 1940.
You bring tears to my eyes. She's beautiful. 1942. Wow. 02. 60 years.
And she was on Fiji Island repairing wounded soldiers.
So, and she was 4 years, so I was 2. So I'm a baby compared to you. God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And all of you, thank you for your service.
Yes, sir.
And I hope that I've done a decent job.
Yeah, you got a wonderful story. I'm glad you were able to come out, and this is a wonderful addition to our collection. We've done about 80 of these, and yours is, you know, is a fine it's a fine story. I'm glad you were able to participate with us.
Well, if this is going to be in the Smithsonian or someplace,
The Library of Congress.
Yes, I would like to say, my son Michael, I love you, and you've been a great son. And Heather, your wife, is a lovely human being, and a great mother, a great wife. And Sam Clay, you're going to grow to be a great son, as you have been. Grandpa loves you. And Rhett, you're the littlest, but you're special. Always love your mom and dad. Be good citizens. Serve your country. Always make your family proud. And remember, a little bit of Grandma and Grandpa lives in every cell in your body. You can't erase that. So we love you. Take care of everybody. And Evelyn, you're so special, and I love you. Thanks for being a beautiful mother, beautiful wife, and a beautiful friend throughout my life. I love you.
Well, sir, Dr. Ursu, I really appreciate it. Thank you much.
My pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Now, may I, before you turn that off, may I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
I leave you with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace, love, happiness,